At this point, most people, particularly fans of the Monsterverse, would already be aware of Titan SHIMO, who is going to be one of the main characters in the much-anticipated movie, Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. If by any chance, anyone watching this video still do not have any knowledge about SHIMO, trust me, you have absolutely nothing to worry. This video is going to be all about SHIMO, where we will discuss everything right from her origins to her future within the Monsterverse after Godzilla x Kong. However, I would like to warn you guys that this video might contain some major potential spoilers. So, if that bothers anyone watching, you may leave this video. Those who are still watching, I believe, have no problems with any kind of spoilers. Before I begin, I just want to make a quick and brief statement. Talking about science fiction movies, games and TV shows is my biggest passion. If you want me to continue on this journey and bring you more such awesome contents, please spend 1 second of your time to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Trust me, it truly means a lot. Okay, now let us get back to the main topic once again. The most interesting thing you must understand is that Titan SHIMO is basically the first Titan to arrive on the planet and is known as the mother of all Titans. According to several credible insiders, she is also referred to as the creator of all Titans. This is because she is technically the ancestor of every single Titan that exists within the Monsterverse, which also includes Godzilla and Kong themselves. A lot of people, including myself, were initially of the opinion that SHIMO would be one of the main antagonists of the movie, but upon careful investigation, I came to realize that is actually not the case. Godzilla x Kong will feature only one antagonist, which is none other than this giant, oversized, hideous-looking orangutan called the Skar King. In fact, Skar King does not even have any real connection to Titan SHIMO. So, who exactly is SHIMO and what exactly is going to be her role in the movie? Let us dive right into that. It is being said that a large part of Godzilla x Kong will be flashbacks to the ancient times, where we would get to witness the origin of the Titans, the extinction of the dinosaurs, the formation of the Hollow Earth and stuff like that. Most importantly, the movie is reported to give us a first-hand portrayal of the Great Titan War for the very first time, which has been teased by Legendary Studios for quite a long time now. The information I am about to share with you over the next few minutes, although not officially confirmed, makes a lot of sense in the context of the Monsterverse and seems to be in alignment with a lot of things that have been confirmed by the studio. For the record, this piece of information comes from insiders who claim to have very close connections with Legendary Studios, and the same has also been shared by a couple of people on Reddit. This information mainly deals with the origin of Titan SHIMO, his importance in the existence and the creation of the Hollow Earth itself. To understand the whole matter, I have to take you back to the event when a giant asteroid hit the Earth, which ultimately resulted in the extinction of the dinosaurs. It is being said that, within the Monsterverse, things turned out a little different from what is being claimed to have happened in the real world. The asteroid which hit the Earth contained a certain rocky crystal which contained something very special inside. The asteroid which hit the Earth resulted in the entire surface massively heating, which wiped out almost all of the dinosaurs. However, the interesting part is that the piece of the asteroid which contained this peculiar crystal headed right to the core of the planet. Due to enormous levels of heat and friction generated, the crystal was unable to reach the core and stopped somewhere in a layer between the mantle of the Earth and the inner core. What you need to understand is that, while the source of this crystal is unknown, it contained some form of high-level intelligence energy matter which could reproduce and power up an entire planet. Now comes the interesting part, which answers the question of how the Hollow Earth was formed. The Hollow Earth is undoubtedly one of the most interesting aspects of the Monsterverse. I think, an entirely new world existing within our surface is something we have never witnessed in cinema before. We have witnessed a number of movies exploring the outer space, underwater cities, and even the world within the quantum realm. But a whole new diverse ecosystem existing below the surface of our planet is an entirely fresh concept which lays the foundation for the expansion of the franchise in many different interesting directions going forward. Now coming back to our history lesson, the crystal is said to have eventually got fused to the body of a Nodosaurus, which is a dinosaur with a head very similar to that of a turtle. Upon its fusion, the crystal quickly studies the DNA structure and pattern of the creature. It is able to study and identify the critical elements needed for the survival of the Nodosaurus, using which it creates an entirely new world with an ecosystem similar to the world in which the dinosaurs were living. This is basically how the Hollow Earth is said to have been formed and created. The crystal further goes on to not only bring the creature back to life, but turns him into something significantly more powerful and bigger in size than it previously was. This creature is what we now know as the mother of all Titans, SHIMO. Now, to understand the reason behind Titan SHIMO being known as the creator and mother of all Titans, I need to show you a different perspective of the same history lesson. I am going to have to take you back to the event of the extinction of the dinosaurs one more time. After the asteroid hit the planet, the surface of the planet began heating up to a temperature way beyond the maximum limit in which living organisms could survive. As a result of the same, some of the surface creatures, particularly the strong ones with no other way out, began to move towards the core to escape the enormous heat. In their movement towards the core, they created certain deep tunnels on the surface of the planet which are currently known as the portals to the Hollow Earth. Coming back to the Hollow Earth, despite several similarities with the ecosystem on the surface, there are a couple of very distinct differences which is very important in the bigger scheme of things. One of the main difference was that the world within the Hollow Earth had several gravitational inversions and is 1,000 times more radioactive than the surface. Since the crystal fused with Titan SHIMO's body, she became one of the main sources of radioactive energy within the Hollow Earth. These radiations were capable of causing severe mutations which could power up and massively enlarge any creature which comes in contact. One of the first creatures to come in contact with the radiations were the giant Mosasaurus, which you guys might have seen in the Jurassic World movie. These were giant underwater reptilian creatures who looked like massive oversized crocodiles with very distinct dorsal plates attached to their spine. Upon coming in contact with the radiations, they turned into massive oversized reptilian lizards which we now recognize as the king of the monsters, Godzilla. The radiations also gave them the ability to survive both on land and underwater, and most importantly, it gave them the special ability to let out a high-energy beam of radiation known as the atomic breath. So, technically it was Titan SHIMO who basically created the Hollow Earth itself, which in turn led to the creation of the first real Titans, the Godzillas. These are none other than the ancestors of the Big G, which we all know and love so much. That is the reason why SHIMO is also known as the mother of all Titans. Over time, more and more new species of Titans arrived within the Hollow Earth, which ultimately came to be known as the birthplace of the Titans. One such species which eventually came into existence long after the arrival of the Godzillas were these giant oversized apes which came to be known as the Kongs. After the arrival of the Kongs, the stage was set for the Great Titan War, which I talked about in detail in my previous video. I request those of you who have not seen it so far to go and watch it. The Great Titan War basically is an epic battle that took place millions of years ago between the ancestors of Godzilla and Kong. The Godzillas eventually won this battle courtesy of their enormous size and physical strength, which ultimately forced the Kongs to leave their homes and take shelter in a remote island on the surface which is now known as the Skull Island. The Monsterverse has been teasing us the Great Titan War right back from the time the franchise started with Godzilla 2014, but we never really got much insight other than these cave paintings. But quite fortunately, it is now reported that we are going to get a major flashback sequence in the new Godzilla x Kong movie, which will showcase us the origin of Titan SHIMO and also a few glimpses from the Great Titan War, which makes me even more excited to watch it when it finally comes out on the 29th of March. So, that is all I had to share with you in this video. Let me know your thoughts on these new details about Titan SHIMO and the origin of the Hollow Earth in the comments down below. And please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.